Right, hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Samson, the roadman. Yes guys, so today I'm actually coming to you live from a village called Kalimansenga in Kasisi area. Okay, so now today actually this video is a very short video. There's a story that is trending like in the Zambian politics or just in Zambia. And I know some of you are going to say, but why are you talking about politics? Say this and that, but politics is what makes us. So if you're just going to keep quiet, or if we remove politics, then I don't know how you're going to get your leaders. You need to debate certain things. So there's a story about how this former Minister of Foreign Affairs actually stole money, you know, our money, taxpayers' money, that is, the money that we've been working hard for as Zambians, and then this minister stole it. But how did it all unfold? So the story goes back actually to 2017, 18, somewhere there. Anyway, that's what they're saying. But the thing is, according to what these are facts now, not that something that has evidence, something that was adduced, the evidence that was actually adduced in court, you know, like in court. This is something that they came up in court. So it's not like we're just, you know, talking about something that we don't even have evidence, you know. So I can see here some changes. I don't know if this road goes to where I intend to go here, but I think it's this one. So this guy is a former was a Minister of Foreign Affairs. So there was a time when the Zambian embassy in Ankara in Turkey was renting a building. You know, so they were just renting a building, and according to reports, that building was costing about 70,000 US dollars every single month. So that was huge. That was big. So now the government, the former president Edgar Lungu, at some point had to send the foreign affairs minister and a group to go and, you know, like look for investments, like people that can, investors, if I may put it that way, people that can actually invest back home, especially the sale of KCM and, you know, other mining areas. So they went there as an entourage, but then during that time, they looked at also how much was being spent. So the government thought, okay, I think we need to build or we need to buy our own property instead of spending such kind of amounts of money, you know. So yeah, that's how the government here in Zambia sent, the Minister of Foreign Affairs sent the money into the account in Turkey, you know, so that they can actually purchase the embassy, you know, a building, an embassy building. So the money went to Turkey. And so now this was a time when the foreign affairs minister was actually called Joseph Malangi, you know. So this minister now, what he did was to, after they had completed their tour there, they came back. But then this man, so-called Joseph Malangi, was there. He went to the bank to actually withdraw, you know, to withdraw that money which was sent, you know, it was sent from Zambia to Turkey in Ankara. He went there to withdraw that money. Like walking into a bank, guys, you can imagine this. You can imagine this, walking into a bank to withdraw 11 million US dollars in cash. 11 million US dollars in cash. That's what he did. he withdrew it. Of course, there were some delays. It took some hours for the bank actually to release that money, because they were counting and counting and counting, you know, just to make sure that they got the correct amount. So this man managed to get that money in a briefcase, in a lot of bags actually, you know. So he managed to do that. He got the money, and he actually got the private jet, the presidential, is it called N9? The presidential jet, the Zambian presidential jet, the president's jet, the jet that transports the president, you know, that carries the president, you know. So they got that one from Zambia. It went to Turkey to simply pick the money and everything, and then it flew back to Zambia with the money. Now remember, the money was sent from Zambia to Turkey. Now it's coming in a private jet. Huh? You can imagine, in the presidential private jet. So that's what happened. Now, when that money was... so guys, I'm just walking coming from the roadside, and this village is called Kalimansenga anyway. So I'm going to visit a certain lady that I interviewed. Is a Zambian based in the Netherlands, but she's in the process of coming back to Zambia. So that's the one I'm going to visit. Yeah, so anyway, so the money now came back to Zambia with Joseph Marangi in President, the late president actually, may he so rest in peace, Edgar Lungu's private jet, you know, presidential jet. So the money came back, and now it's in the hands of an individual. That is Joseph Marangi. What does he do? He starts to, guys, I may get lost here, but you know, this was the route, but now I don't know if it's this going this side or this side. Really confusing. So there's down here, there's actually the Chongwe River. There's a stream there that goes down this side. Yeah, but this time most parts are actually dry. And this one also, the water that comes from this side joins into the Chongwe River as well. So what did he do when he reached home, back home here in Zambia? He started actually to deposit the money into his personal account, you know, his accounts now. Like you could, with every single day for 2 weeks, he was depositing 100,000 US dollars. Every single day, 100,000 US dollars, 100,000 US dollars, until that money went into his account, you know. So now he begins to spend it. You know, if you remember, he bought some choppers, you know, during the campaigns. You know, he would be flying in choppers. Joseph Marangi, that is. So he started moving around in choppers. He bought, I think, two choppers, if I'm not mistaken. You guys that have heard the story can actually confirm, you know. So now this evidence was produced in court. It's not that we are speaking from without. In the magistrate's court, which actually, okay, of course, let me continue with that story. So he began to spend that money buying choppers, buying this and that. And then what is funny is that he earned himself a name, and he began to be called Mr. Bonanza. Mr. Bonanza. That was Joseph Marangi. So because of his spending, he would dish out money to his minions, to his cadres. He would dish out a lot of money. So people loved him for that, you know, giving out money. So he began to be called Bonanza, Mr. Bonanza. Joseph Marangi, that is. So now, fast forward, they lost elections. Remember, he was a foreign minister. And then now they lost elections in 2021. Because during that time, until 2021, he was being shielded, you know, because he was a minister. So no one could investigate him, no one could do this, no one had the courage actually to persecute him. But after they lost elections, in 2021, actually, they took him to task, to account for his money, for that money. And as of 2 days ago, is it 2 days or 1 day ago, he was convicted, you know, of one, being in possession of property suspected to be proceeds of a crime, you know. So that is what happened, and this guy has been sent to prison. He's been sentenced to prison, 4 years in prison with hard labor. Hard labor. So that is about Joseph Malanji. So I just wanted to share this story, guys, to some of you that may not know. You can imagine how people, when they get into office, they take advantage of us, the poor people. We are working hard just to make sure that we actually feed our families, and we also make sure that the government continues to function by paying our taxes, you know. And then this minister, who probably even came from somehow a rich family, who had quite enough already, he begins to steal that money from us, the poor Zambians, you know. And the people, some people have got the audacity to even, you know, to even defend him, even at this particular moment as we speak. Others will see them maybe in the comments, one or two, you know. But there's evidence. Here is the evidence. This guy withdrew the money from his, from the account in Turkey, in Ankara, and then it went into his private account here in Zambia. How do you explain that? And that's the reason why the court found him with a case to answer, you know, and sentenced him to 4 years in prison with hard labor, you know. But some of you will think, you don't talk politics and that and that. But politics affects all of us, you know. Politics affects all of us. So it's just prudent. It's just it's something that we should actually engage in. We should talk about it, especially if things are wrong that are affecting us, affecting especially the poor people. The poor people, guys, don't have anyone to defend them, you know. So you find that we are taken advantage of because of that. You know, we have no money to hire big lawyers. We have no money. But in such kind of cases, imagine what the 11 million US dollars could have done in Zambian hospitals. You know, imagine that. Hospitals could have gotten enough medicines. At least some hospitals could have gotten enough medicines. You know, people would not be dying while giving birth, you know, at home. People would be able to access, you know, medicines. People would be able to do a lot of things. Children would be able to go to school and all these things. But then some people are still defending such kind of a thief. Somebody that has been exposed, you know, somebody that has been exposed that this is what he was doing. And he couldn't even deny it at all, because the evidence was so overwhelming. And then others would still call it as a political prosecution, as they may put it. Come on, guys. No, you know what? Sometimes some of these things we need to agree and say, okay, this one, even if he was part of us, no, this one is on his own. You know, he's on his own. Let him rot in jail, because what he did was very bad. Not only bad to the government, but to the entire Zambians, you know. So that is about the Joseph Milanji man, the former foreign minister of Zambia. So if some of you are watching outside there, you have no idea of what he did. He was a former minister who stole 11 million US dollars, which is about 270 million Zambian kwacha. 270 million Zambian kwacha. That is how much that guy stole, you know. So we sometimes, yes, we are vloggers, we talk about farming, we do travel videos, but sometimes it's just, you know, when something is really, you know, it's in your heart, it's hurting you, sometimes it's better you say it, you know. So I thought I need to share with you guys this particular story of Joseph Malanji, the former Foreign Affairs Minister. That is what happened. This is the trending news in Zambia right now. The trending news that he has been now finally arrested and put behind bars. As we speak, he started saving, even though there's some rumors that he wants to appeal against sentence. So some of you that have done law, like me, in law, you can only appeal on 3 grounds, 3 things. The first one, you appeal against the sentence. When you appeal against the sentence, I think you are simply saying, no, these years are too much. I can't save these years. Other people that have committed the same offense have been given lesser years. So please consider. That's one ground of appeal. The second one is you appeal against conviction. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you appeal against conviction, and then you can also appeal against what's the third one? Conviction, sentence. The other one, if you think there was an error, an error in facts. Yes, I think they call it. If you think error in facts, there was an error in facts, you can appeal against that. You say, no, here somebody said this. The evidence which he produced, no, this is not the correct one. This is how it is. You produce evidence. So if there's error in facts of the matter, if there's an error in fact, you can actually appeal against that. So you can appeal against the error in fact, number 1. You can also appeal against a sentence. Number 2, you can appeal against a conviction. 3 things, So guys, where we are, this land that you're seeing over here, going down, I think somewhere there, it belongs to one of these, actually the person that I'm going to visit today. So she stays there. That's the wall fence, which you can see. But behind that wall fence, the whole lot of this is area. Okay, I can see some bottles there on that. I hope it's not a graveyard, that one there. Okay, so she bought this while she was in the Netherlands. Okay, so guys, watch the video that we are going to do together with her and her husband. So yeah, so that you have an idea of what we are doing here. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you found value from what I've shared with you. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next one. Hype the video if you can, like it as well. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. Take care of yourselves.